Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Forza Horizon 2 with another silly car build. My vehicle today is the Ford Focus RS. I quite like this car. As hot hatches go, this is probably one of my preferred ones. I've got it in the old rally livery. Now, the reason I have picked this car is firstly because I kind of like it, but more importantly, this can become the most powerful front-wheel drive car there is in Forza Horizon 2, as far as I'm aware anyway. Two cars can have the humongous V8. We've used it in a fair few videos now. Probably one of the most common engines, the 6.2 litre V8. Okay, the other engines are not particularly interesting, but I can have a 928 horsepower V8, 800 and something torque, 2,500 pounds. In a front-wheel drive car. The Fiesta, the 2014 Fiesta can have this engine and the Focus can. I think they're the only front-wheel drive cars that can have this much power. That is an awful, stupendous amount of power to go through the front wheels. I mean, we had a few high-powered front-wheel drive cars on Forza 5. Never really worked. They never really worked. So it should be interesting to see how this one fares. I mean, the tyres not particularly wide on the front. It's not certainly nowhere near as large as some of the tyres that we've had on the cars, and that's been with the rear tyres doing the driving and the front tyres doing the steering. This one, the front tyres do absolutely everything, and they're probably some of the skinnier tyres we've used. Not filling me with confidence that this is going to be an easy car to drive, but you never know. You never know. As far as other amusing stuff, everything on the car is completely maxed out. Nothing particularly different or exciting about any of the rest of the stuff. When it comes to the aero parts, it gets interesting. As far as front bumpers go, it's unfortunately not much to change around. But the rear wings, there are some fantastically stupid ones. We've got this. I can't see why. Why is that a thing? I'm pretty sure we had a Focus on, was it Forza 4 when we looked at stupid body kits? There was a Focus on there that had a similar thing. I don't get it. There's this one as well. It's like, why do you have the second lower lip bit? I can't see the point of it, but we've gone for this is still a fairly stupid wing. I mean, it's the silly double wings that you don't see on as many cars anymore in Forza. It's humongous. It's like a sort of like a hill climb wing almost. So yeah, we've got a silly rear wing. Otherwise, whoopsie. Otherwise, the rest of this car is pretty much, well, it's all maxed out, and it's pretty sensible, or as sensible as a 900 horsepower front-wheel drive car can be. We're now going to find out how quickly it goes around a track. I have no doubt there are front-wheel drive cars with this sort of power that are used for drag racing. But going around corners is going to be decidedly more difficult. I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to be very good. From my experience on Forza 5, this much power in front-wheel drive just doesn't work. Now, Horizon is a little bit more forgiving. Oh dear, it's lovely weather out here. Yeah, Horizon is a little bit more forgiving, and the cars are slightly less twitchy. So we may not have the same issues. It may not be sort of it may not kind of throw you into a wall as much, but I suspect that it won't be very fast. This track that we use, the sister on Citadel circuit, is very, very tight, very twisty, and it's all about sort of acceleration out of tight corners, and we're not going to have the traction in this Focus. But we are going to, as per normal with a silly car build, try and beat a lap time set by the standard Noble M600. Within 6 laps, that did a lap of 56.414. We're now trying to go quicker within the same 6 laps with my Focus. I don't think we will go quicker. I think this will struggle to beat the Noble with this much power through the front wheels. I don't think we are going to yep, spin the wheels up manically through the first okay, let's make sure we get that corner right. That's actually not as bad as I thought. I mean, we got lots of wheel spin. I mean, the tyres wouldn't be too happy with it, but coming out of the corner, look, we're understeering a little bit, as you would expect on power. How quick can we get over the... okay, not so fast on this time around. We are actually getting around corners and not... That's quite impressive. It's made half a lap so far, and it's really not that bad. We can fire it out of the hairpin quite nicely. Yeah, as you would expect, we're struggling a little bit on the traction out of the corners. Like, just trying to use any power in this is very, very difficult. But it's not the same constant wheel spin that I was expecting. But this is actually not too bad to drive. Turn 1 there. Okay, we're not quite as nice as some of the other cars. Ooh, a little bit of understeer if you try and use any power through that corner. But it's not as terrible as you would think. Ooh, unlike most of the cars that go up that hill sideways, this just understeers and spins the wheels, as you would expect from front-wheel drive. 130 into this corner is not too shabby at all. And again, we're coming around here. I can use quite a lot of power through these corners. I can keep on quite a decent amount of throttle, and it's not understeering anywhere near as badly as you would expect. Okay, you've got to be careful leaving these hairpins, and this is where the time is lost. Woo dear, I've outbraked myself a little bit. This is where the time is going to be lost in the focus. Whereas some of the other cars, like the Lamborghini Urus, the BMW M1 and stuff, you can really boot it coming out of the hairpins. Whereas in this, you've got to... Ooh, I've gone a bit wrong into turn 1 there. A little bit of understeer. Yeah, some of the other cars, you can really boot it coming out of the hairpins. This, you can't. But you can drive it far better. Ooh, I've got to remember to brake a little bit earlier into some of these corners. Can drive it far harder than I was expecting. I mean, we've done a 57.9 as our first flying lap, and that wasn't by any means a perfect lap. Maybe we could beat that Noble's time. It would be really pushing it. If we could beat the Noble's lap time with a 900 horsepower front-wheel drive car, I would be very surprised. Oh, good God, make sure we get it stopped for that. But it's doing remarkably well. That's not at all what I expected from them. I just thought it would sit here and spin and be barely drivable. I think it was the Fiat 500 I had on Forza 5 that would span the entire length of the Le Mans straight if you wanted it to. This, though, this wouldn't do that. This has actually got grip and traction, and we're not really horribly twitchy at the rear end either. We don't quite like that corner through there. That change of direction and the bump in the middle of that. The Focus does not like it. It really... I can't quite carry as much speed through that bit as I would ideally be liking to. And again, coming up the hill, it is spinning the wheels. We can't quite carry the same corner speed without understeering. We can't quite get away with the same sort of lines and same power as some of the other cars have. But for a front-wheel drive car, this is quite incredible. We're coming out of the hairpin. That is no worse driving than any of the other cars I've had. That's just as much speed on the exit of that hairpin. This one here is where we lose a bit of time. Again, just trying to get out the other side of the hairpin is where it struggles. But it's certainly not a lot worse for actual turning around the corner than some of the other cars. Oh, that's so close to the Noble's time. We've understeered into turn 1. Crap. Ah, god damn it. We've got to get a couple of tenths of a second on a final run if we're going to go quicker than the Noble. I'm really amazed by how nice this car is to drive. Yes, it does understeer. Yes, it does spin its wheels if you're not careful on a few of the corners, but it's carrying really good corner speed. Really pretty damn good, especially considering how gentle I'm having to be with the throttle out of every single corner. We're still getting good speed out of this car. Right, one more lap to go. I don't know where I'm going to make up the most time. I mean, I know we're losing a lot of time on these exits here by having the front wheel drive. We have to waste so much time gradually waiting to go on the power. Can't do anything about that. Where we can make up time, perhaps be brave through the second turn, which the car really didn't like. We can be quite nice through turn 1. It's not too bad through here. It's this next bit where we've got to be brave over the bumps and the changes of direction. Can take out the sign, that's okay. Ooh, little bit upset as I ran over the curbs. We hold nice and tight through there, just running a little bit wide. Again, little bit of understeer. Just started to creep in. Doesn't really like delivering the power coming up this hill here, but we have got away with it so far. And again, neatly through these next couple of corners, gradually feeded all that ferocious power towards the hairpins where we're actually quite okay around. I think I'll probably keep it in a bit of a higher gear. Might be a good idea on the exit of that corner. I'm not sure. Drop it down to second out of this one. Ah, crap. Just got the line wrong. That corner's still being horrible. If you get that corner just a fraction wrong, a fraction out wide, you just lose all steering. We're not going to go quicker. 56.5 is going to be as good as we get. So bloody close. I think we would have done it had I not overshot that second hairpin fractionally and then suddenly ended up in trouble. I'm still not sure what it is about that corner that causes such a pain in the arse for cars. But the focus, that's a remarkably quick time. I did not think we would get anywhere near the Noble in a 900 horsepower front-wheel drive. That is really very, very good from the Focus. Yeah, that's pretty damn quick and not that hard to drive, provided you're a little bit careful. That's surprisingly easy to get that sort of lap time out of a. That's not what I expected from the Focus. Well done, you have surprised me, probably the most out of any of the vehicles that we've had in this. Okay, onto a speed run. What do we think we're going to get from this car? I mean, it's got a decently powerful engine, 920, but it's nowhere near as powerful as some of the cars that we've had down here. I think we'll probably crack the 200 mile an hour, maybe get to sort of about 215. Much more than that, probably not. It's not an ultra sleek, streamlined car, Focus, is it? I mean, it is a fairly modern car, so it will have perhaps slightly better aerodynamics, but it's not the ultra slick, streamlined shape of the cars that have gone quickest down here, such as the BMW M1, that sort of thing. Very, very streamlined supercar shapes, and this is not it. And we don't quite have the same brute force in the Focus, but I would expect to get 200 miles an hour out of this car. After all, the Willys Jeep got 200 or very near to 200. I can't remember now. With the same engine as this, so yeah, we should get 200 out of the car. First thing we will do is now take off the aero. This car might be a little scary at high speeds. With all the drive and stuff at the front, we could have a slightly twitchy back end when it comes to some of the bumps around the place. There's a potential problem. What speed are we going to get? Might get up to 226. Any more? Could we get 230 out of it? That would not be too bad at all, actually. From the Focus, 227. No, I don't think we can get much more than that. Any more? Any more speed? Nah, 227. We may get 230 when we run down the hill at the end of the course. Right, spin around. I just hope we don't. Whoa, whoopsie. My bad. Oh, crap. Turn. Go. Right, sorry, we caused a minor traffic jam. Ooh, Jaguar E-Type and the Ford Mustang. Okay, right, we need to change. There we go. Back to a proper view. Right, got to be a little bit careful getting going. In fact, actually, it's probably bursting into wheel spin over the jumps that will cause more of a problem. We'll go 3 wide in the opposite carriageway. That's not good. Yeah, if we suddenly burst into wheel spin while going over some of the bumps, that could cause us problems. We're just going to slow down here. How do we do for understeer through these fast corners? I mean, we do get understeer around them. The back end isn't letting go. Sometimes you have with these front-wheel drive cars where you put a lot of power in them, do silly things to them, and take corners at incredibly high speeds. The back end just doesn't have the grip, and that starts coming out on you. Yeah, being a front-wheel drive car, you can probably catch it by booting it, but it's not really what you want to have happening. But this does not seem to have that. The back end is holding on at sort of 200 miles an hour. Okay, now this is where we start getting a little bit scary. Let's just dodge some of the traffic there. Woo, and then we got understeer when we're trying to put the power down at 200 miles an hour. Well, I mean, that's kind of to be expected. This next corner we're going to have to we'll dab on the brakes. We've certainly not got the grip. Oh, yeah, understeer at 150 miles an hour. So change down a gear there. We're not going to take that corner as quick as some of the others. We have not got the grip for that. Ooh, okay, now we do seem to be quite agile, changing directions, weaving in and out of traffic. It is quite nice. Still, the longer corners we do suffer from the understeer, but the actual dodging of traffic, this is really quite a nice car, despite the fact that it shouldn't be. Yeah, we get that little bit of understeer just through the quick changes. but it's not a problem. It doesn't affect my ability to dodge the cars. I've said that, and I'm going to run into something now. But, right, ooh, careful. Nearly ended up in the back of, I think that was a fox or something. Right, hug the inside there. Okay, now we can go for it coming down the hill. 230 miles an hour is the goal for the world's most powerful front-wheel drive car. We are up to 225. There we go, 25 now. Come on, focus. You can do it. Yeah, still got decent grip, decent turning at this sort of speed. Alright, one more chance. Ooh, you have to let off a little bit to make that turn. Yeah, that's a slight problem. But don't think we're quite going to get the 230. It's going to be kind of close. 227, 228. Nah, not quite. We're not quite going to do it. 228 miles an hour in a front-wheel drive car on a motorway with corners and obstacles. That's not too bad at all. We probably could have got a little bit faster if I hadn't had to let off to actually get the car to turn and avoid some traffic. Not too shabby though from the Focus. Yeah, this car's really impressed me. 900 horsepower going through the front wheels. We go almost as quick as a Noble around a racetrack, and we bump a wall while trying to park. My bad. And we go 230 or 228, almost 230 down a motorway. Perfectly controllable. This is a very good car. It's a very good car. You will have to be careful, as you would expect, with this much power and front-wheel drive. But it's a hell of a lot easier to drive than I ever expected. So there we go. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, a goodbye.